Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello students, you're welcome back to another week. This is week 8. I'm Mrs. Akonde, SA by the name. I want to present SS2 Economics, and the topic here is price determination. Under this topic, we are going to discuss the concept of equilibrium. Alhamdulillah, we've been able to treat demand and supply, the elasticities of demand and supply, factors affecting the elasticities of both demand and supply. Now let us look at the concept of equilibrium. So price determination is used to express the determination of price through the interplay of the forces of demand and supply. And that's why I said earlier that alhamdulillah that both demand and supply has been treated. So the forces of demand and supply, which determine equilibrium, quantity and price, is called market forces. We call it market of forces. So equilibrium exists where the supply and demand curves cross. That is, a situation whereby supply and demand in the market are equal at the prevailing price is what we refer to as equilibrium. So then the equilibrium price is the price at which the quantity supplied is equal to the quantity demanded. When the quantity supplied is equal to the quantity demanded at that price, so that price is referred to as the equilibrium price, and the price here is determined by the intersection of supply and demand. And the formula to apply here is equilibrium price equals supply is arrived at where supply is equal to demand. The SS there means supply, and DD representing demand, EQP representing the equilibrium price. So equilibrium quantity now is the quantity at which goods supply is equal to goods demanded. So the intersection of supply and demand curves determine the equilibrium quantity, and the formula is equilibrium quantity is equal to where supply is equal to demand. So what now is the point of equilibrium? Point of equilibrium is where demand and supply curves intersect or cut each other to determine the equilibrium price and the quantity. So the point of intersection there, that is where they meet, where they cut, where they intersect, is referred to as the equilibrium point. Inshallah, the graph will be used to demonstrate this better on the board when we meet, inshallah. So law of demand and supply now. The law states that the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded, and that is for demand. Then the higher the price, the higher the quantity supplied, goes for supply. Then the equilibrium price is that which equates supply with demand. Let's bear that in mind. Then an increase in demand causes price to rise, and this will lead to increase in supply following the rule of supply. Then an increase in supply lowers the price and causes demand to expand. It brings about increase in demand. Then determination of price by demand and supply. We have excess supply. Excess supply occurs when the price is above equilibrium and quantity supply will exceed the quantity demanded. So this will force the price down because the product will be more available in the market, and the consumers will like to go for the lowest price. So it is calculated by using the formula quantity supply minus quantity demanded. So this will give us the answer for the excess supply. As for the excess demand, this one occurs when the price is below the equilibrium, so the demand will exceed the supply, and this will cause price to rise. And the formula for finding excess demand is that of quantity demanded minus quantity supply. Moreover, at the equilibrium price, quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. Let's take note. Let's look at this example. The demand function for a table of soap in a village market is determined as QD equals 30 minus 1 over 3P. The supply function is also given as QD is equal to P plus 14. You are required to determine the equilibrium demand and supply. Equate supply with demand. So to solve this, we have to apply the formula for finding equilibrium, which says quantity demand is equal to quantity supply. And we have been given the quantity demanded to be 30 minus 1 over 3P and quantity supplies to be P plus 14. So let's now equate it to each other. So equating it to each other, we collect the like times such that we have 30 minus 14 equals P plus 1 over 3P. And when we take away 14 from 30, we have 16 equals 3P. When we find the LCM, 3P plus P all over 3. So 16 equals 4P all over 3. Cross multiply. We have 16 times 3 equals 4P. 4P therefore equals 48. P therefore is equal to 48 divided by 4, which is 12. Meaning that equilibrium price is 12 naira. So equilibrium quantity can be obtained using either the demand or supply function given. So using demand function, we will substitute 12 for the value of P in the equation given. So quantity demanded now will be equal to 30 minus 1 over 3 into bracket P. So substitute 12 naira for P now. 30 minus 1 over 3 into bracket P will give us 30 minus 4. So 30 minus 4 gives us 26 units. So if we use the supply function as well, we've calculated our price to be 12. So QS equals P plus 12. So substitute 12 for P. We have 12 plus 14, and that will give us 26 units as well. So if you look at what we have just done using both demand and supply function, we arrive at 26 for each, which is equal to each other. Therefore, equilibrium price in the function given is 12 naira and equilibrium quantity is 26 units. 26 units. So this can be demonstrated as well in a graph to show the equilibrium quantity, price, and the equilibrium point. So what now are the functions of the price system? It helps to allocate resources. It helps to determine what and how much to produce once we have been able to know the price. Then rationing of scarce goods. It brings about rationing of scarce goods. Goods that are not plenty, that the production is low, will be rationing among the consumers so as to make it go round. It ensures market equilibrium, and at the same time it brings about equitable distribution and so on like that. What are its disadvantages? It leads to wastage, as the producers are to produce more goods at higher prices. Producers are to produce more goods at higher prices. Then it works only where there are many buyers and sellers. If there are few buyers and sellers, it means the price system cannot work. It encourages production of harmful goods. Because quality will not be there if the price fixed is not suitable for the producer. It can also lead to income inequalities, such that it's only those that can afford the price system given that will be able to go for such products. It fails to cater for the real needs of the society, as inferior goods will be produced. So for this price concept of equilibrium here, we put a stop for this first period, inshallah. So we'll meet again in the second period. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.